Amanda Steinberg, star of The Acolyte, made a statement on Instagram regarding the show's cancellation. And you'll never guess, well, maybe you will. Maybe you will guess who or what she blames. That's right, the alt-right, the attacks that she received. She wasn't shocked that the show was canceled. She did an 8-minute video on Instagram talking about The Acolyte. Don't worry, I'm not going to show it all here. We'll just go over some of the highlights. But man, this show isn't going anywhere, at least the talk about it. It's not going anywhere. With the media meltdown and now the actors coming out and talking about it in this petition, I got some videos to make. But before we get into this, I want to say thank you to everyone that took to social media and retweeted this tweet. YouTube took the monetization down. They said it was reused content. I knew it was a mistake. Everybody knew it was a mistake. And when I filed the proper appeal, they immediately turned it back on and said, yeah, it was a mistake. Sorry. So thank you so much for all the love and support. But before we get into this, do me a huge favor and please hit the subscribe button. We are so close to 100K subscribers, and I wouldn't be here without all of you. Now let's get into it. Culture Cave was kind enough to put everything that she was saying in the video into words, so we don't have to play the video. It says, Amanda Steinberg speaks on The Acolyte getting canceled. It's not a huge shock for me that it was canceled. Of course, I live in the bubble of my own reality. See, that is actually a huge statement. That is a huge statement. We have been saying this forever, that many of these people in Hollywood, they live in such a bubble. They have no idea what's going on in the real world. They do not understand how things work. And I'm going to show you right after this little speech exactly why The Acolyte was canceled. It has nothing to do with what she says. She goes on to say that there was a lot of attacks that happened before the show was even announced. And I have to disagree. From what I saw on social media, The Acolyte was one of the more anticipated shows simply because it was different. It was a new show, had new characters. And people were like, okay, Star Wars, here we go. This wasn't taken from a movie. This isn't focused on a legacy character or anything like that. It's something brand new. What you got? So I don't think it's because people started in on you before the show was even announced. When it was still just a concept and no one even had seen it, that's when we started to experience a rampage of hyper-conservative bigotry, prejudice, hatred, and hateful language towards us. This really affected me when I first got the job because it's just not something, even though I anticipated it happening, it's not something you could fully understand what it feels like until it's happening to you. Again, this is not why the show was canceled. Not at all. You literally deflected and said, well, I'm not surprised the show was canceled because we were attacked from day one and constantly attacked throughout this whole process. So that's why it was canceled. No, that's not it. She goes on to say, it has been an incredible honor and dream for me to be in this universe. And I just want to let those people know out there who supported us in that way and supported us vocally in the face of all the... There she goes again. Those who supported us in the attacks that we received and the kind of targeted attacks I would say we received by the alt-right. Unbelievable. I understand thanking the fans. You did a good job. You were on a roll there. You were thanking the shippers, the artwork that you received from shippers. You thanked, the people that were writing theories. You were thanking the fans, but you had to just go ahead and say, I just want to thank you because we are victims here and you stood with us. So we love and appreciate you. That's wild, man. And she says, and I have to thank Leslie Headland. I just effing love that B word. One of the best people in the world. She's so incredibly talented and unique. I will love this experience with her forever. This is wild, man, that she would come out and blame all this hatred, racism, alt-right. This is why the show is not getting a second season. No. So let me just correct her here. This is why the show is not getting a second season. Viewership tanked after 2 episodes. You couldn't keep an audience. They watched it. They tried to get into it, and they're like, this is boring. This ain't Star Wars. I'm done. And for those that stuck around for the 3rd episode just to see the dancing witches, they were like, oh, my Lord, what is this? I'm over it. I'm over it. Look at this right here. It cost $630,000 per minute. Per minute for this show. Where in the world were they spending this money? Like, where did it go? What did they spend it on? You remember that scene where the Wookiees got that metal detector? Yeah, they didn't spend it on that scene. Like $630,000 per minute. Disney said it has no plans to remove the series from Disney Plus. It's kind of weird to me that you would keep it on. I mean, for what it's worth, because it just ends in a cliffhanger. It's like you're never gonna answer the questions. I guess in the books that and the comic books that you're releasing, that'll complete the story for these people. But I gotta tell you, while I was gone this weekend, just seeing the media have a meltdown about the cancellation of this show, I'm like, nobody watched this show. And yet it's getting all this attention. I mean, this is just one of many. That's a whole video in itself of the media having this massive meltdown. Like the cancellation of the Acolyte is a major mistake for the future of the Star Wars franchise. It's the people that they have catered to for this show. They spend all day on social media. That's all they do. So maybe that's why they're still writing articles for it, because they're still getting this show trending, all 15 of them. Some of the reaction here. Disparu says true believers will never learn or be able to accept they are the problem. They will move from project to project, tanking them. This should have been a wake-up call to change. You might could throw Rachel Zegler in that class as well. Here we have My Nerdy Home. Blaming your show's failure on the hate from the alt-right is crazy. The Acolyte sucked, was not marketed well, and suffered for it. Pair that with your video attacking fans and Leslie Headland's awful writing, and you have yourself a failure. Hollywood will blame fans before they take accountability. So F them. Just come on out and say it, Steph. We've been saying it here on this channel for a long time. A lot of these franchises and these actors and these directors, when they put out garbage, they never blame themselves. They never come out and say, you know what, we could have done better. No, they come out and they say, it's your fault. We put out a great show. This is all your fault. Passing the blame. Passing the blame. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this report that the alt-right has canceled season 2? I personally never attacked the actors, but she did put out a video. She did put out a diss track video, so she should have known that she's going to get a lot of heat for that. But I just don't see the point in going after some people that were just paid to do a job. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is Jay, and we will catch you next time.